So let me guess, you're trying to lose fat and you think cardio is the best way to go. Welcome back to Tush Trains, and in this episode I'm going to go over why you should combine resistance training with cardio for maximal fat loss. So essentially you need to burn fat smarter and not longer. In this episode I'm going to go over 8 reasons why you should combine resistance training with cardio for better fat loss. So let's get straight in. Resistance training preserves lean muscle mass. Now why does this matter? This matters because muscle is metabolically active, and more muscle equals a higher resting metabolic rate. So there was a study done in 2012 in the Journal of Applied Physiology, and what this study done is basically compare the aerobic resistance training to the combination of both, and it found that the combination of both lost more fat mass and preserved more lean mass than cardio only. So what this means is there is greater changes in the body composition rather than either modality just alone. Another reason is that combining cardio and resistance increases total fat oxidation. So resistance training triggers something called EPOC, and EPOC is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, and this burns calories long after your workout, whereas cardio mostly burns calories during your workout. So as I mentioned before, you want a combination of during and after for better fat loss. In 2002, a study was done that showed that a single resistance session elevated metabolism for about 38 hours post-workout compared to the baseline. Another reason is that preserving muscle keeps the metabolism fast during caloric deficits, and this is extremely important. So cardio only plus calorie restriction equals muscle loss. This leads to slowing your metabolism down, and it leads to fat loss plateaus. Resistance training basically signals the body to retain lean mass during fat loss. And a study done in 2010 shows that resistance training during weight loss consistently reduces loss of lean mass. And that is consistently good. One of the best benefits for resistance training is the hormonal benefit. So the hormonal effects of lifting weights are better for fat loss. This is because resistance training boosts growth hormone, testosterone, and it helps insulin sensitivity. All of these 3 things support fat mobilization, muscle retention, and metabolic efficiency. Now, cardio alone can basically spike cortisol when overdone, which leads to muscle breakdown and fat loss retention, especially around the midsection. Most people have a problem with identifying the difference between weight loss and fat loss. I would say one is a lot better and one is a lot worse, and you can imagine which one that is. So cardio can make you lose not only fat but water weight and muscle, which I don't think is altogether that good. You might look smaller but probably not leaner, and you also risk the skinny fat syndrome, which is characterized by low weight, high body fat percentage, and poor muscle tone. Another good point to remember is that cardio plateaus quickly, so your body adapts to steady state cardio very quickly, and the same half-an-hour runs you'll be having will burn fewer calories in the long run. And what resistance training does is it keeps progressively overloading, which prevents adaptation. With people with diabetes, lifting weights can be extremely good. This is because of better insulin sensitivity. So better insulin sensitivity leads to better fat utilization. A study done in 2005 found that resistance training improved insulin sensitivity in older men with type 2 diabetes than aerobic training alone. Having insulin sensitivity there means lower fat storage and better nutrient partitioning. All in all, I would say that long-term fat loss maintenance is better with resistance training than without. A study done in 2008 shows that resistance training helped women maintain fat loss after a diet, whereas the cardio group regained more fat. So all in all, I would say that keeping the fat off is way more important than initially losing the fat in the first place, because it can be easy to lose the fat, but if you can't keep it off, then what's the point of losing it in the first place? Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for coming to my talk, and I'll see you on the next one.